mean, they are quite tough to handle.
That's how we like it.
Hello, good morning, welcome to Fishing Squad. There's a storm imminent tomorrow coming through with this southwest wind off the North Atlantic. We're down North Wales. We're just fishing a rough weather pocket, if you like. It is a pocket in the weather. We're up to about 21 mile an hour southwesterlies. We are going to have a go on a deep water rock mark. Just to see if we can catch something, basically, a few fish. We're targeting taupe, huss, congers. First of all, I'll go for some mackerel. We've got some frozen bait, we've got squid and mackerel. I'm going to take some bits down to make some flappers, just in case. I've still got a bream rig left from the last trip down here, so I'm going to try that. But I'm not very confident of fishing with flappers today. So the plan is basically to start off, we'll try for some fresh bait. We'll get 2 rods out on bottom, my dad's rod, my rod for taupe, and then I might flick a flapper rig out as well. So it's as simple as that today. The rigs we're using for the taupe will be a simple running ledger rig. My dad's using a simple running ledger rig, single O'Shaughnessy, 6-ounce lead on a weak link rotten bottom. It's like a bolt rig because you fish with you have your lead on a body of 200 pound mono, and then you've got a 3-foot length 175 pound wire to an 8 O'Shaughnessy. My rig, it'll be a pulley rig. If you watch my videos, you've seen it before, but I'll show you the rig when I get down there anyway, if it's suitable for filming. It's going to be a twat for filming basically today. But we'll have a go, see if we can catch some fish. We'll see how it goes. So like I say, the plan is to get some fresh mackerel, 2 rods out for taupe, and then I'll use another rod. I'll try and flick a flapper rig out with some squid on or something, see if we can pick anything else up. It's usually good for pollock when it's rough. It's been fished pretty decent for pollock down there this year, especially on bait it has, so yeah, fingers crossed something good happens. We've got rain in the minute, a shower of rain passing over us. Hopefully it's pushed through soon. It's forecast it will have done, so it's going to be dry for the rest of today, and the wind is supposed to be decreasing as the day goes on, and then by dinner time tomorrow it's going to really pick up to like 60 to 80 mile an hour winds. So we're fishing on the cuffs of really a rough weather pocket. It might be too rough to fish, I don't know, we'll just have to see. I'm suspecting it will be very rough, but we'll push it to the limits and get some fishing done, I'd say. So we'll see you at the mark. Right, so we took the feathers around for a few casts. I was hauling in stringful after stringful of joey mackerel. Must have had about 20. It was really rough, so I just let my dad watch me feather for a bit. Then a few more casts in, we had this little garfish, a bit of a surprise. So we then had to move around the headland due to the really bad swell. It's a fish on the bottom. It was impossible where we started off fishing, so we just tucked in around the headland. And luckily I managed to get a conger on a squid and mackerel cocktail. That was the first bait I put out. So we're not too bad. So we had to move anyway from where we were feathering. We ended up on bottom here. I think you've watched the video up to press so far, and there'll be a lot of voiceover. So I'm like talking in the past tense, if you like, a lot, slightly, maybe. Right, so I've just had a conger. I'm going to put a taupe flapper rig out with two bits of squid on that bream rig that I showed you at the start of the video. The taupe flapper rig, it's actually a bream rig. I'm just going to flick it in close. Still need species for this species. Let's keep an eye on big rods. He's had a couple of bites, my dad. I think we've just seen the small congers. We're both getting a bite at the same time when I actually landed that conger, but mine have probably been on a bit longer. Conger longer. Yeah, so we'll have a go anyway for some small species and see how we get on. It's been tough filming again, I do apologise. It is what it is, isn't it? So we'll keep at it. I've got 2 flapper rigs to go out now. We'll send this out and we'll carry on fishing for taupe plus congers as well. The dogfish on flapper rig. Gonna get him put back. See if we get something else out. I don't know if you can see that very well with the sun. It's better than doing something decent turn up light. Get him put back. Back he goes. Let's put him back. There he goes. Right, so the rig we're using today is a simple tote rig panel setup. We've got two tamers on a length of 135 pound AFW wire. The bottom hook's a 6/0, the back hook is an 8/0. We've got about 14 inches of wire to a 3/0 swivel onto a section of 200 pound mono. On this particular rig, I've done the extra bit of mono at the back of the snood. As you'll see here, we've got like probably another foot of mono there to another swivel, then we're onto the rig body, all in 200 pound. What I've started doing is with the panel hooks, I'm using a bigger bait on them than like the single dongle rigs I've been using. So for that setup, I've been using a longer snood, just to see if it works any better. So then we've got about 4 foot of rig body down to a Gemini splashdown. You can see my rotten bottom clip there onto a weak linker line to a 7-ounce lead, grip lead. It's a really strong rig, that. I'm back now. Unfortunately, that's it for that session. Tough conditions. It didn't do it justice on camera. The winds are going to decrease and they're going to really pick up tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely mental. We might get some footage of it, we might not, we'll see. Just keep watching the video. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort my fishing gear out. Coming back in a couple of weeks. Got one of Jay's reels to spool up with some new line. He's bought an Abu 7000 Synchro. Got a good price on Marketplace for it as well. I'm going to make up some more dongle rigs with the old O'Shaughnessy hooks, get them ready, and then sort out, chuck out some gear that I don't need, rods and stuff, and have a right good sort out, and then we're going to go hell for leather for it when we come back. So it's, I'm relatively happy with that session, to be fair. I had about 20 joey mackerel, a garfish, 2 doggies, I only showed one on camera, and a conger. Tough conditions, it's about best you can hope for, I think. For some reason, I don't know why, the taupe just don't seem to like coming close in when it's pounding, or maybe it's just because I can't cast as far when it's pounding, I don't know. With the amount of joey mackerel, you would think that some shark species should be feeding on them, to be fair. I've just never caught one when it's been pounding like that, so yeah. So truthfully, obviously we all want to, if you're targeting a species, you do want to get them on and stuff, but truthfully in them conditions you'd have that, it'd be nigh on impossible to get one out. That's one of the reasons why we moved. So yeah, we'll let the video continue. I'll show you some rig making and stuff that I'm going to be doing. Water's really milky on the back of the storm. The wind's nowhere near as strong as this forecast, so we might put a bottom rod out straight away and just feather around it. We'd struggle to land a taupe, I think, if we got one on, but I do think it looks taupey. I really do. It's almost like there's been a storm, it's churned everything up, but then the wind's just literally dropped. It must have dropped out at sea, so I'm not getting much on my right cheek here, and the swells have decreased some. I think we've got 3 hours of the ebb still though. No, we haven't, we've got an hour of the ebb. We've got 2 hours of the ebb left still, yeah, so 2.5 hours. It doesn't look mackerelly though, going to do is we're going to put bot rod out on bottom straight away and then spin round now. It's one rod out on bottom, slosh 30, run top accelerator, sand and tote, pulley rig. Found just angling your rod rest so the wind's sort of at the back of it and don't catch on the side as much. It doesn't half help with stability and stops your rod rest getting blown over as well. I'm quite open casting out, that breeze is fairly fresh. Not as strong as forecast, but we're fishing and I'm happy, so we'll see if we can get out. Right, I've had a few casts with feathers. I put these in over pink assassin feathers on that boat earlier on in the year. Just smash around to all the rocks. I just thought they were a bit more colourful. Even though they're quite dark, I thought they'd show up well in the water clarity that we've got today. I've had 20 casts, I've had no interest whatsoever, so I'm just going to swap back to what I normally use. Just like the tinsel ones. It's going to be tough for mackerel. Well, I've got 4 ounce leather at the minute. I might up it to 5. This bit of a breeze is cutting across and making it difficult to cast and difficult for the lead to sink deep enough. So I think we'll do with that. We'll leave these tackled up because we can switch between the two methods if we need to. If the first method, which is these, they don't pink assassins are lovely, sort of like a shrimp. I know a lot of mackerel feed on shrimps at this time of year as well. But if there's joeys about, they might just be too big for it. I don't know for him. I'm toying with it. I think I'm toying with the idea. Sorry, just wait there. I'll come over here. I'm toying with the idea of. We'll try these tinsel ones to start with, mackerel flasher. If that don't work, I've got some daylight ones, you know, like they look a bit like paper. But I'm confident that these will catch because they worked the other day, but the water was cleaner the other day. I'm not used to having cloudy water, I fear, to be fair. Well, we get it in winter, obviously, like most places do. It's just that storm. I think what's happened is, on a lot of the beaches around here, they're quite mud clay, the cliffs. And with that storm and everything being wet anyway, it's probably just washed them away because it's slightly bigger tide today as well. I thought muck's has been washing into water. No interest on bottom rod, I've just left it out. I haven't bothered changing bait on that yet. It's probably been out for 25 minutes so far. But it was frozen, the bait, so I thought it might be an idea just to let it defrost at its own time in the sea, if you like. Yeah, I've got a 5 ounce bomb there. So we'll fire this on. We'll see if we can just fish a bit more effectively. You know, I'm trying to I've slowed my wind right down as well. I don't usually wind that fast anyway for mackerel. I think that's one of the key things. When you've got deep water, you don't need to. Usually I get it when the lead's sinking. I get them on when the lead's sinking through the levels of water. But I'm not going to be thrashing it about 100 miles an hour. I'm not going to put a shock leader on. There's no point. That bomb. See how we get on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some mackerel. Yeah, it's still a struggle this, guys. 5 ounce, I think there's 4 or 5 feathers on that rig. Looking for signs of inspiration. I've had a cormorant in front of me eating a little bait fish, and there's been a seal as well, so circling, not really taking much interest in me, because I'm not catching anything. What we'll do is a final attempt, another hour or so. We'll put some little bits of mackerel flesh on these hooks and cast them out. Use it like a flapper, see if we can pick anything up. I've lost the rig on the bottom on the first bait, sent another one out. There's still gannets about and stuff, so there probably is mackerel here, but just getting them to, just need to get lucky. Rig eye like this, come past them, you need to cast into a shoal of them, don't you? Simple as that. But it's sinking a bit better with a 5 ounce. There's always a chance. So we'll just have to keep trying. Persistence, I think persistence. Just had a little bite on the bottom right. bit black. I don't know if it's a tide though. Just for tide. I actually thought it was going to be a tote, that. Must just be tide on that. I did feel a little bit of line, I think you heard it. That was in my mouth. I thought Rob was going to pop a blue bobber. Could be a Huss or something though, couldn't it? What? We'll check it out in a bit. What else happened? Oh, we are getting another bite on it. Here we are, definitely like Huss bite. We'll have to really take it out. Definitely a bite. Yeah, it's like a Huss bite. Like, it's a big bait though, so probably don't need to run, to be honest. Still on anyway, whatever it is. Right, we'll see if we can get you in a position to see me really safe. Just, I don't know if you can see her. She's there, we've got her. We'll get her hooked, get some fussy brush. A lovely mark to us here. We'll, yeah, just shows you, doesn't it? So we've got a nice little North Wales Huss. Tough conditions as you can see. I keep mentioning she's a lovely specimen. I think she's just she, yep. Female Huss. We're missing these for a couple of months, I think. I had one since myself. I had one since June, I don't think. She's quite placid as well. But people are always going about trying to identify between dogfish and Huss. Now, an easy one to do. Really, dogfish's eyes are black. Huss have like catfish eyes. I don't know if you can see them. That's the easiest way for me. Telltale sign, absolutely classic sign. So I'm going to get her put back. I'll have a rebait. Now I don't know if that was just putting this rock pool in it while I'm chatting. I don't know if it's anything to do with it, but I put a short rig on because the first rig I had on is longer than what I normally use. So I thought with the tide pull, with it being rough, you know, the natural roughness of the sea, I thought a longer rig it'd fish better. Not the case, as we've just seen. But she's lovely here. She's a lovely little fish here. So we'll have a picture with her on mobile phone and then put her back. That also I've carried on feathering, no joy. So I've just cut the feathering rigging half. So I've got two hooks on, I'm just put a little bit of mackerel belly on. Frozen mackerel I've got left. See if we can tempt a pollock or something. I'm actually fishing for tea. I haven't got anything for tea, believe it or not. I didn't fancy Huss, so we're after some pollock or coalfish or mackerel. Hopefully mackerel will home in on that and we'll get mackerel on it. Right, so that's fishing away, it's on the right hand side. Simple fig spool, real nice big one, £20 line straight through. I've only put a 4-ounce lead on, that's all I've got down with. I haven't brought much gear down with me at all. Just winding the slack out of it. Nearly due a bait change on that. I've had one bait change up after the Huss. I'm quite happy with that Huss, to be fair. I was on camera spinning. I was hoping that we'd get a fish on camera, you know, like live. I think you heard the ratchet, a few clicks on the ratchet. Yeah, I was hoping to see if anything else happens anyway. Fingers crossed. I had a bait out on the tote rig. I got the gear back this time. What I've been doing in between times is I've been pre-baiting the rig ready. Ideally, when we get to what I call tote season, which we're probably at the start of it for me. Ideally, I'd have a bucket, and you see all this juice here. I'd do all my pre-baiting over the bucket. My mackerel would be in the bucket, all that juice would be in the bucket. The bait would be marinated in it while you wait to change on the rig you've got out already. I think as far as mackerel goes today, I'll spin you around. As far as the mackerel fishing goes today, I think that's it really. I will probably have another go at any bites on that rig I put out with the bits of mackerel belly on. I'll see if we can catch something else, basically pollock. I want a pollock for tea at least, or a coalfish or a pouting or something. We'll see, ideally mackerel, but it's not going to go at the moment, unfortunately. I think that bit of a storm's just messed it up. See how we get on. I'm happy just to have caught something today. I think that's really super positive after that storm. We're still on the coast of the storm really, it's just eased off, dying down. Obviously the swells died down from yesterday. It's still rough. Most people won't be fishing down here today, to be honest. But I just have a hunch that there is a chance for a tote today, I really do. I'm just dreaming, we'll see. I've just put the last bait out now. I've given up on the mackerel. The sea's starting to roar a bit now, it's turned to come. It's only been coming in half an hour. But with this wind and a little bit left of that storm, if you like, with the swells and stuff, you don't really want to be hanging about for too much longer on here other than another half hour. Not the best sessions, not the worst. I can't remember what time I blanked on here, which is a good omen, I think. But as far as mackerel fishing goes, I think a mixture of the storm and the water clarity is just knackered it up. If we can get some settled weather coming up over the next week, I think I'm back in a week with a chance. It's just conditions have done us today. Been very happy that I've managed to get down here, to be fair. Had a small Huss, not the end of the world. So if nothing else happens, that'll be it finally for this video. At least we've got some content out there, we've got some fish on camera. It's not been the best, not been the worst, but that's another episode of Species Hunt gone. Other than that, keep safe, tight lines, I'll see you later.